Woo. What's up, guys? So yeah, this is gonna be part 3 of What If Deku Was Venom, or Deku Venom, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, um, so pretty much where we left off with this last part was pretty much Izuku leaving UA, and yeah, so we're just gonna go after that. So it's been a week since the entrance exam. No, and Izuku hasn't got anything. Izuku's just outside training. Let's just say that he's just training, and Venom's watching him, saying what he should do better with with their abilities. And yeah, and all of a sudden, Venom says, "It's here." He says, "What do you mean, it's here?" "The letter. It's here, let's go." And he says, "Okay, get back in, quick." He says, "Got it." Venom goes back into their body, and they look, and they see it. And they see the letter, and they say, "I think we got it in Venom, let's go." Says, "Yeah, let's see." And they just sit down at the table. Izuku opens it and he sees it's a disc. He says, "Huh." He puts it on the table and all of a sudden it's a hologram. And it's a hologram not of All Might saying that's saying, "Midoriya, you have entered UA." And Izuku instantly breaks it. Brings the hologram. And it wasn't really a hologram. It was a tape recorder. So, in UA's side, we see that everyone's in shock that that Midoriya just broke the hologram of All Might. And All Might said, "Oh, damn. I wonder what happened." Says, "Yeah, and Nezu says, "Well, we'll just make another teacher do it then, so he could actually listen to us." For some reason, he does not like you, for some reason. I wonder why. Anyways, let's see. Mirko, you're here, so you be it. She says, "What? Why me?" "Just do it, please. I'll pay you some money, I guess, if you do it." Says, "Fine." She says, "Fine." She goes where All Might was standing, and Hawks sends off another thing. Hawks this time knocks on the door, or Nezu says, Nezu says, "Hawks, send this to the kid again." Sorry. And says, "Got it." He flies quickly, knocks on the door, and leaves a letter and comes back to UA. Izuku says, "What the hell now?" He opens the door and says, "Another UA thing." That was quick. And he opens it and says, "Let's see, this time." Puts it on the table and he sees it's the Pro Hero Miracle. And she says, "Welcome, you are entered into UA. Please this time don't break the hologram." So you can understand. This is probably a recording, or is it just alive? And Mirko says, "It's alive, kid." Says, "Oh, okay. So what the hell do you guys want?" "We're just saying that you're in that you need to have your clothes packed or everything packed for the dorms in 2 weeks. Got it? And also, you were in first place in the point system. You'll be in class 1A. I'll be in your class with Shoto Azawa as your homeroom teacher. Do you understand?" He says, Yeah. Okay, bye." And all of a sudden, he breaks it again. And Venom says, "Are you serious, Izuku?" Says, Yeah. Let's go. Let's go on a little patrol." He says, "Yeah." And now we go back to UA. And UA, they're shocked again that he keeps breaking them. And Hawk says, "Another one or no?" Says, No. We got everything that we needed to say." Says, "Okay." And that's when Ozawa says, I have a weird feeling about this kid. I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go on patrol. It's my turn anyways. I gotta go on patrol. Some heroes leave, some heroes stay to talk. The heroes that leave were pretty much Ozawa, Hawks, and let's say Snipe, I guess, went on patrol. Right? And for them going on patrol, they don't see anything weird. But there was a crime scene, so they had to go chase it down. But when they got there, it was already dealt with. And they're confused. The police didn't even know what happened. The police weren't even there. And that's when Civilian says, "It was the man that was in black. The man in black. I don't know what to call him." And they said, "A man in black? Huh. It's been months since we heard that kid, or heard about this person. I wonder what the hell this is." And as I was thinking, who the hell is this man in black? And he thinks of Midoriya for a second. Says, wait, is it this kid? And he says, no, of course not. Nezu would have told us by now. So, yeah. Hold on. Okay. But, yeah. And we're going to say that Izuku was just swinging around, swinging on top of buildings, and says, that was a close one. Pro Heroes almost caught us, huh? He says, yeah. And all of a sudden, when Izuku was swinging, he sees someone flying beside him. He looks and sees it's the Pro Hero Hawks. He says, do you have a hero's license or not? And Izuku says, nope. And he web shoots Hawk's face and gets away quick, tries to get away. Hawks gets it out of his face and says, what the hell was that? And he notices his hand all sticky now from that webs. He says, damn it. And Hawks said, guys, someone doesn't have a hero's license and they're using their quirk. And as always says, got it. Snipe, get in a good position. He says, got it. As always starts swinging around to catch up to Izuku. And Izuku gets into an alleyway quickly out of the sight of them and changes into his form, into his regular self, and starts walking out. And that's when Hawks lands in front of him and tries to hit him in the face. Izuku dodges quickly and punches him away. Says, what the hell is wrong with you? Pro Hero my ass. Says, don't be a smartass. You're the one that is in the black, weren't you? Says, what black? I don't have a quirk. He says, that's bullshit. And he says, why is that? You're from the UA entrance exam. He says, oh, shit. Yeah. I mean, I would usually like to keep my quirk in it. Why would... And also, okay, yeah, I'm just lying to you so you could get away from me. Also, why the hell are you around me? I didn't do anything. And Hawk says, you're the one that was swinging around, weren't you? He says, no, I told you. Now leave me alone. And Izuku starts walking away. And Izawa says, why did you just try to hit this? Wait, is that Midoriya? Is that the kid that was first, right? He says, yeah, it was. I see what you mean, that you don't have a good feeling about him for some reason. Or have a feeling about him. But it doesn't matter. Let's just go, right? He says, yeah. And they keep searching for the rest of the night, but they couldn't find him. And Izuku says, damn, that was close. Excuse me. But yeah. And let's say that okay, let's say that he went home, right? Hold up. Okay. Izuku went home and slept. The next few days, he started packing everything. He took some photos. He put some photos in his bag and said, "In a little while, Mom. I'll see you in 2 years." And he just waits. Izuku finally got everything packed, and now we go to the first. Now we're going to time skip to the first day of UA, and Izuku just sits. Or no, Izuku goes to the dorms because if you get there, you have to be there. Let's say no, a day early. It's the day before UA, and since you got in, you have to go to the dorms to pack everything down and get settled. Izuku heads to the dorms that day in the morning and gets everything settled down. He says, well, I should probably do some remodeling a little bit. And he changes some things around, and it was done. It's just a nice little gaming room, and it has a game set, some music little area, and just his bed and drawers and everything. Says, well, that's good. Well, time to get out. And he walks out of his room, and that's when he accidentally bumps into someone. He looks and he sees Max. Okay, but that's when he sees it's Bakugo. He says, oh no. And Bakugo says, huh? Nerd, Deku, how'd you get in here? You're quirkless, aren't you? He says, no, I'm not. If you'd pay attention more, you would notice. But who knows? I'll show you tomorrow, I guess. Whatever. And he walks off. And Bakugo says, ugh, damn it. He got in. Bet he barely got in, though. I mean, if he has a quirk, it can't be that strong. And now we're gonna go to Izuku just down in the comments room of the dorms. And I should say, all the classes are like budged into one area, so the common room and kitchen's like humongous. So yeah. But there Izuku sits down on this humongous couch. Says, wow, they went all out for this shit. Wonder how many people came. And then he thinks about it and he says, oh yeah, support course is also coming, huh? Interesting. And yeah, so pretty much, okay, so also I should say the ship real quick. I'm making the ship Mei and Mirko because I like those two. I love those girls in this anime. I was thinking about Froppy because I also simp over Froppy and Jiro. I was thinking about a lot of people, but then I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, just do those two. It's just gonna be those two for now. Unless you guys want more, but I'm kidding, no. I'll just make it those two. And for, what series was I gonna do after this shit? Fuck, hold on. Oh yeah, so the next series I'm gonna do after this is Asta Deku, or Deku as Asta, right? You guys get to decide that ship, and I think I will add both realities together. So, like, you're born with a quirk, or you're born with a grimoire, or you have nothing. So yeah, and it's really rare to get both of them. Like, it's only happened like 20 times in the world, and Izuku's just going to be obviously quirkless. But one of those people that are going to have is Todoroki, so he's going to have like the fire quirk, or his ice quirk, and then he's going to have a fire grimoire. So yeah. But anyways, let's continue with the actual series. Or something like that with Todoroki in that series, but for now, we're just going to do this. Anyways, hold up, let me itch my back. Okay. Anyways, let's continue. So, we go with Izuku just sits and is just on his phone. He's on the edge of the couch and he's falling asleep slowly. And he just falls asleep on the couch. And it goes by hours and hours. And Izuku finally wakes up and he notices people are just looking at him. He says, morning, I guess. He gets up and was about to walk to his dorm. But that's when a girl taps on him. Hold up. A girl taps on him and says, hi, I'm Ochako Araka, and you saved me from I think you're the one that saved me. He says, from what? The zero pointer? And she says, yeah, are you? He says, oh, yeah, sorry about that. Sorry if you had that under control, but it didn't look like it. And she says, no, I did not have that under control. Thank you. He says, no worries. Also, I'm Izuku Midoriya. He says, well, nice to meet you, Izuku. Nice to meet you. He says, nice to meet you too, Ochako. And he says, well, I'm gonna head to my room. And he starts walking off. And with Ochako, we're gonna go to Ochako. She says, well, that's a nice kid. He's nice. Probably a good friend. And she just sits down and just talks to everyone else. Everyone's just talking to each other, getting along. And then there's obviously Bakugo yelling at everyone, saying that he's better than them. And Izuku's just in his room, under his bed, sleeping a little bit. And all of a sudden, you hear this loud bang, and everyone's confused. Izuku's just in his room, still sleeping. And that's when you see, and with everyone else that's in the comments room, they see that it's their teachers, Vlad King, Ozawa, Mirko, Hawks, all of them, right? And they're all saying, it's the pro heroes, it's our teachers, right? And they all get up and say, hi, hello, senseis. And they say, hello. Anyways, is this everyone? And that's when Ochako says, no, I know there's someone in their room. I don't know how many others are in their room, so. He says, oh, um, and he looks at the pro heroes and says, go to their rooms and go get them. And all of them start splitting up. And that's when, now we're going to go to Izuku's laying down. And there's this knocking on his door. And Izuku's still sleeping. There's another knock on his door. Izuku says, damn it. Hold on, give me a sec. Here you go, you fucking simps. Anyways, sorry. He goes to the door and opens it, and he's just shirtless. Because he sleeps shirtless. I mean, I do too. I feel like a lot of guys do that, so, yeah. But, anyways, sorry. But let's continue. And he opens the door, and he sees it's Mirko, and he says, hello? What do you need? And Mirko looks at him and says, and she's slightly blushing, but doesn't blush fully. And, yeah. And pretty much what she says, all the students are supposed to be in comments room. He says, okay. And he says, give me a sec. And he puts on his shirt and heads out with her. And she says, so, what's your name, kid? Says, Izuku Midoriya. And she says, nice to meet you. Says, pro hero, Remy something. Remer? How do you say your name? Remy? Or I can't say that name for fuck's sakes, for some reason. But anyways, she says, I'm Mir. You can just call me Mirko. And he says, okay. Sensei Mirko. And he gets there, and everyone sees him. And some girls actually blush about this, and some don't. All the guys are obviously simping over Mirko, because it's Mirko. I mean, look at her. She's so beautiful, I swear. Jesus Christ. Dude, just imagine if anime girls were real. Fuck's sakes. But anyways, yeah. And now we skip to everyone's there, finally. And he says, well, we're your teachers, and since tomorrow's your first day, we're going through some ground rules here. As you see, this is like a hotel-ish. Your dorms are like a hotel, you could say. If you need any room service, just call down. There will be people down here already ready to go. If you want some food, just ask, or you can make it yourself. Go in the kitchen. You have all rules. Here's the rules. No quirks in here. No fighting, and you can have some little parties, but not all the time. You could hang out with people, and it doesn't matter if you're a girl or boy that sleeps in the same room. And yeah, and some girls are blushing about this, and some boys are smiling and blushing a little bit. And Mina's like, wait, does it matter? Ooh, I could peep on girls. No one hears him except for Izuku. And Izuku looks at Mineta with a death glare and says, do it and I kill you. He looks back at everyone, at the teachers, and no one heard Izuku at all. Mineta didn't even hear Izuku. He just saw him look at him with a death's glare. And he's a little scared about it. So yeah. And yeah, but pretty much it goes on and on. They talk about the rules a little bit, and when they're finally done, he says, well, tonight we'll be cooking for you, so please sit down and enjoy. And Izuku says, I'm good. And everyone's shocked and saying, wait, what? You don't want some good food? And he says, for me, it looks like I don't eat much, but trust me, I eat quite a bit. I'll just order myself pizza. And he says, whoops, yeah. He goes to his room, and that's when he was about to go to his room, and that's when he gets grabbed in the shoulder. And he looks and sees it's Mirko, and she says, sit down, kid. He says, fine. He sits down and just waits. He just puts on headphones and listens to music, and he gets tapped on the shoulder, and he sees it's a girl with earphone jacks, you could say. And she asks, what type of music do you listen to? He says, I listen to just rap, pop music. And she says, do you listen to any, gentle music? And he says, of course. I always listen. I like listening to like just gentle music. It's fun. And she says, "Oh, that's good." Also, my name's Jiro, Koyoka Jiro, and he says, "Izuku Midoriya, nice to meet you." And that's when he pretty much starts meeting. That's when Izuku starts meeting his class. Talks to Kirishima a little bit, talks to Soji, talks to Tokiyami for quite a bit. Actually, he just talks to them all quite a bit. And yeah, and let's say finally the food was ready, and they all start eating. Izuku finishes his quickly and says, "That was decent," and they're all in shock that he finished that quickly. Says, "Well, now I'm done." He is about to head up, and Mirko says, "No, you're not. There's more food to eat. Sit the hell down." He says, "Ugh, fine." He keeps eating quickly and quickly, so he could just leave. He just wants to get some rest. He says, "Well, there, I'm done. That better?" And he's finished at least 5 plates by now. He says, "Fine, go, kid." God, how the hell does he stay so skinny and eat that much? So it's because I work out so much. Knowledge, right? And he walks off, and Miyako's pissed a little bit, and she said, "Did that kid just say no? Just mock me?" And she was walking towards his room. Azawa says, "No, Mirako," and he says, but she says, but, he says, "No, it's fine." She says, "Fine," and just sits back down. Izuku, and we go to the next day pretty much, because everyone just finishes up eating and goes to bed. So yeah. But anyways, we're going to go to Izuku getting dressed and heading out into class 1A. He's the first one there, and he's there before Zawa and Mirko, because he wakes up early. No, let's say, okay, here. Actually, let's say this. Izuku woke up, and he looks at the time, and it's about 5 a.m. in the morning. The classes don't start until 9. He says, "Well, let's do my normal workout." He gets dressed and heads outside, and starts working out. He does about a 5-mile run, and just works out the whole entire for about 2 hours. Or no, for about 3 hours. And that's by then people are just watching him by now. They're just watching Izuku work out. And he works out shirtless, so all the girls are blushing by now. And Mirko, all the teachers sleep in the same area, so nothing bad happens, right? And Mirko's even looking and blushing quite a bit actually. And yeah. And that's when we meet Mei now. Mei Hasame. Mei Hasame is watching this and blushing. All the girls are blushing, right? Mei Hasame is blushing, but also taking account of his body, and she thinks that she could help him a lot with his quirk or whatever it is. And yeah. And Izuku finally gets done and heads to his room and gets dressed. And by now it's about 8:20. And he says, "Well, I'm gonna head to class." He grabs an apple and dips. He starts walking out, and that's when Kirishima says, "Wait, you're not gonna eat with us, Midoriya?" He says, "No. Nah, I'm good. I don't like eating that much in the breakfast, especially after I just worked out." So yeah. And he just walks off to his class. And he's the first one to his classroom. And I should say it's kind of like college, you could say. Kind of like college. So, yeah. So it's like college. So pretty much a lot of people are in the same classroom. So class 1B and 1A are together. So, yeah. It's like, if you've been in... So if I know there's some people probably in college that are watching, hopefully. But if not, so pretty much in college rooms, there's humongous areas. So, yeah. You probably knew that, but I'm just retarded and want to explain so much, so you guys keep watching. I'm a sad piece of shit. Anyways, let's continue. But We continue on as Izuku's just there and says, "So you just gonna be in there in the under the desk for all the time?" And Zawa says, "So you noticed me?" He says, "Yeah. I mean, I am also the first one, so this is true. Just wait." He says, "Okay." Izuku sits down and just waits for about 50-ish minutes. Everyone gets in and settles down a little bit. And all of a sudden, Zawa pops his head out and says, "Well, welcome to your first day of UA. Just so you know, it's going to be hell with me. Also, we are not going to orientation. If you ask why, it's because I just want to see what your quirk can do. So, here you go. Come up to the front once I call your aisle, and come get your size of uniform and come, so we could go to the training ground A. Got it?" And they say, "Hi, Sensei." Izuku, and Izawa calls Izuku only. And everyone says, and that's when Ida says, "Wait, sir, I thought you were calling every row," chopping his hand up and down. He says, "Well, this kid noticed me instantly when he walked in this room, so he gets to go first." Izuku says, "I don't give a fuck." He doesn't really care, actually. He just grabs his size and heads out. And he's just waiting for some people so he doesn't have to walk alone. And he says, "Hurry up. I'm not walking alone." And Izawa starts calling rows, and he says, "Finally." He walks with Kirishima and Tokiyami, and they just talk for a little bit. And when they were in the changing room, Kirishima asks, "So, can I ask?" And he says, "What's up?" And he says, "Yeah, what's up, Kirishima?" He says, "What's up with all the scars?" And on Izuku's back, there's scars, scratches, everything. He says, "Oh, you know the beach around here? The beach that's pretty close, actually?" He says, "Oh, yeah, why?" He says, "Well, I cleaned all of that up. I don't know if you're new, but it used to be a mess." And he says, "Yeah, I used to go there as a kid, but then people littered it over years." And he says, "Yeah, well, I cleaned all of it up." And he says, "Wait, really?" He says, "Yeah. Took me took me a lot of months. Took me at least 8-ish months." He says, "Wow, that's impressive." And all of a sudden, that's when they hear it. They hear Mineta. Mineta yells out loud, quick, says, "Guys, there's a peeping hole. There's like 2 or so. Someone could look at that peeping hole. I got this peeping hole. Oh, we could see the girl's boobies and everything. Ooh, just imagine." And Izuku just walks up to him and looks at him again. But this time, that's when everyone notices him. And Bakugo's looking at this time. They notice the goo forming around him. And Izuku's voice changed over time a little bit. And he says, "If you do it, I swear, Mineta, I will kill you. Screw being a hero. I don't care if you perv on them, I swear to God, you won't see another day. Do you understand?" And Mineta is scared shitless, because at this moment, Izuku's half is transformed into his bigger size now. And he says, "Yes, I understand." He says, "Good." Izuku transforms back and says, "Well, you guys are fine." And he goes outside. Let me do it. Remember, I'm trying to keep storage around here, so yeah. And that's when how Izuku's just outside waiting. And we go to the girls. Jiro has her earphone jack, and she yells to the girls that there was a peeping hole, and Mineta tried to peep on them with some other guys. But Izuku stopped them. And some of the girls are talking about it. All the girls start talking about Izuku and say how he's a hottie and how he's pretty cool and how he could be a good person. And some are actually thinking about just using him. And some girls, and that starts an open argument with some of the girls. Some of the girls are arguing that he shouldn't be used just for whatever they want. And it's just an argument. And some are just arguing about how they should just shut the hell up about it. And that's when Mirko says, "Hey, enough, girls." And they all stopped, and they all got dressed and head out. Izuku's just waiting there, and they just notice Izuku's just in his uniform waiting. Just on the ground, just laying down. And all of a sudden, Kirishima and Tokiyami lay right beside him. Says, "So, what are we doing down here?" Says, "Oh, hey guys, we're just waiting for it now." He says, oh, I see. Well, is everyone else out? And he says, yeah, okay. He gets up and dusts himself off and says, why'd you guys even lay down with me? Because why not? We're best friends, you know? He says, okay, you guys will be my best friends then. And they just talk and laugh a little bit. Girls are blushing when Izuku smiles. And yeah. And that's when Zawa says, okay, so this is how it's going to work. We're going to do numerous tests that will take about almost all day. You'll eat when I say so. Got it? And they all say, hi, sensei. He says, well, first place gets to go first. Paco says, okay, give me the ball. And that's when he throws it to Izuku. And he says, that nerd with the weird quirk. You damn it. How did he get first? How many points did he have? He says, oh, that kid? He had at least 320. Plus the hero points, plus rescue points, he had at least 400 at least. Mirko, do you remember? And she says, nope, just around 400. She says, and everyone's shocked. And he says, so what did second place have at least? He says, oh, at least 200. And they're all in shock that he was at least 200 points ahead of everyone. So yeah. And, sorry. Okay. But let's say that Izuku... Okay, let's restart this. Okay, Izuku gets the ball and says, okay, here we go. He says, so do I just throw it regularly or what? He says, no, use your quirk. He says, got it. All of a sudden, this black goo starts covering him, and everyone sees this. And Izuku says, wait. He looks at himself and says, no, not this one. I'll use the other one. And they say, wait. The boys didn't even know that Izuku had this form. They thought it was his other form. They notice Izuku starts getting taller now and grows in size. And he says, there we go. Izuku grabs the ball, and it's barely as big as his hand. And he says, oh my god. You got a bigger ball that I could use for this? He says, no, just use that one. He says, oh, okay. Izuku stands up, gets up to the little circle and throws the ball, making numerous shockwaves. And Izawa looks and says, well, 999,000. And everyone's in shock and start talking. And Izawa says, also, the last 10 will be gone. Or no, the last will be out of UA. He will expel them. And Izuku laughs a little bit, and he says, what's the laugh? And he says, oh, nothing. I'll say it at the end of this little test. And Izuku gets a lot of the first places, but not all of them. Some Ida gets, some Bakugo gets, some Monoma gets, just all of it. It just separates out. But mostly Izuku's been winning them. He says, that was fun. And finally he says, well, now we're done. Last place was Mineta. And Izuku started laughing. And Izawa says, so you gonna tell me why you're laughing? He says, yeah, it's pretty obvious that you weren't gonna actually expel us, because first of all, you're a teacher, you wouldn't be doing that right now. Also, especially with all the quirks that we have here, you would kind of be a letdown. He says, exactly. Mineta, work harder, would ya? And yeah. And now we're gonna go to, and Izawa says, okay, go to your dorms and go eat. The next class will be in about an hour or so, so you got a break for now. And everyone heads to the dorms, and Kirishima and Tokiyami are just talking to Izuku about his quirk now. They ask him, what is it called? And he says, oh, symbiote. And he says, symbiote, huh? He says, yeah. He says, that's pretty interesting. He says, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. He says, that's nice, man. He says, yeah. Anyways, you got a hard-eating quirk, right, Kirishima? He says, yeah. And Tokiyami, what's yours exactly? He says, well, mine's called Dark Shadow. It's like an entity inside of me. He says, huh, interesting. And he laughs a little bit. He says, what's so funny, Izuku? He says, nothing. And it's just funny. And in his head, he's laughing hella hard. And his Venom's laughing with him. He says, that entity inside of him looks like me and him have the same thing, huh? He Says, wait, Venom, is that one of them? He says, no, that's a natural quirk. I have a sense when I could feel other symbiotes. He says, oh, I see. And, yeah. And I'm gonna end it there. Actually, no, I want to go to, yeah, I'm just gonna end it there. So thank you guys for watching, and again, sorry for disappointing you about last night. So yeah, anyways, enjoy. Hopefully you guys enjoy the ship. If you guys don't want May in it, just tell me or switch it out with someone, because I haven't really added May into it. But I'm keeping Mirko for sure. So yeah,